Hello, 7Es, receiving students and teachers.
Hello, Mrs. Serima.
Thank you. You may sit down. 7Es and receiving students, let's recap our previous lesson by changing four whole and 1/3 into an improper fraction. Right, class? I'd like a volunteer to come up to the board and change this mixed number into an improper fraction. Receiving students? Now, remember that there are methods, right? There are two methods of changing a mixed number into an improper fraction. Now, let's follow the longer method of changing this mixed number into an improper fraction. So, who'd like to come up to the board? Receiving students, please. Let's have someone to go up to the board and show your working out, or show how you can change the mixed number, 4 whole and 1/3, into an improper fraction by using the longer method. Anyone? Quickly. All right, let's have Ruthie. Ruthie, can you go up to the board, please? All right, Ruthie, can you explain to the class, please?
Four times 3 equals 12, plus 1 is 13.
Okay, thank you, Ruthie. All right, that's what Ruthie did. She showed one method of changing the mixed number into an improper fraction. So what method did she use? A longer method or the shorter method, class? All right, the shorter method. Okay, the shorter method, which she multiplied 3 times 4 and then added 1. Okay. Who can give us the longer method, class? Receiving students? All right, Glenda? You can start here. All right, Glenda, please explain to the class.
4 times 3 equals 12, plus 1 equals 3. The answer is 3 over 3. 13 over 3.
Okay, thank you, Glenda. 7Es. Class, receiving students. Is there any other explanation, or who would like to add on to what Glenda came up with? All right. Okay, 4 whole and 1/3, right, class? 4 whole and 1/3 is a mixed number, right? Receiving students? So 4, what is 4? All right, 4 is a whole number. 4 plus, what is 1/3? What type of fraction is that? Receiving students? All right, a proper fraction. So 4 plus 1/3 gives you, or makes up a mixed number. Is that clear? 7Es and receiving students? All right, 4 whole plus 1/3. Now, in order to express this the longer way, receiving students and 7Es, 4 whole plus 1/3 is equal to, all right, what we do is 4 times 3 over 3 plus 1 what? Okay, 1 over 3. Okay, class? 4 times 3 over 3, which is because we need to get the same denominators in order to add. So what's 4 times 3? 12 over 3 plus 1 over 3, okay, which is equal to 13 over 3. Receiving students? So you see, in order to express this, all right, or to explain the meaning of this 4 whole and 1/3, using the longer method, all right, this is how we came up with 13 over 3. 4 is the 4 is the whole number plus 1/3, which is the proper fraction. 4 times 3 is the same as 4 multiplied by 3, over 3 plus 1/3. 12 over 3 plus 1/3 is equal to 13 over 3. All right, 7As and receiving students. So you can either use the shorter method, or you can also use the longer method. But this longer method here, it shows, or it expresses the shorter method. All right. Let's move on to our topic for today's lesson, class. All right, addition with mixed numbers. Receiving students, addition with mixed numbers. If you have your student workbook, receiving students, you can turn to page 10 of your student workbook. Now we're going to be adding mixed numbers. Now let's have a look at this example here, worked example. Okay, who can read these two mixed numbers, please? Anyone? Emmanuel, can you just read those two mixed numbers, please?
Five whole and 2/5 plus 1 whole and 3/4.
Okay, good. Receiving students, 5 whole and 2/5 plus 1 whole and 3/4. Now, when we are adding mixed numbers, we go through steps. Am I correct? We go through steps of adding mixed numbers. Who can tell me the first step when you want to add mixed numbers? Receiving students? What is the first step? Okay, like I said, there are different steps of adding mixed numbers. Who can give me the first step when you want to add a mixed number? What do you do? All right, Donald.
Write your answer as an mixed number.
Class, did you hear that? Is he correct? Receiving students? All right, thank you, Donald. All right, Tara?
Whole number first.
All right, okay, Tara says add the whole numbers first. Do you agree? Class, do you agree with Tara's answer? She said add the whole numbers first. Okay, some of you are saying yes, some of you are saying no. Okay, good, good. Okay, let's have Joshua.
Multiply the whole number by the denominator.
Okay, multiply the whole number by the denominator. So what are you trying to do? Receiving students? In order to multiply the whole number by the denominator, what do you do? What are you trying to do?
Get the answer.
Get the answer? Okay, get the answer of what? You mean what you do? You just multiply the whole number by the denominator and that's it? That's your answer for adding those two mixed numbers?
And add with the numerator.
Okay, thank you, Joshua. All right. Clement. Okay, Clement?
Write the first mixed number as an improper fraction.
Okay, sorry, Clement, you said write the
first mixed number as an improper fraction.
Sorry, first step, Tara said you can add the whole numbers. Okay, let's just see, add the whole numbers. Clement, change the mixed number into improper fraction.
Write the first mixed number as an improper fraction.
All right, thank you. Okay, after you do that, then what do you do? Okay, what's the other step? The next step, receiving students? Okay, let's have Michaelin.
Write the second mixed number as an improper fraction.
Okay, good. What's the next step? After you have changed the mixed numbers into improper fractions, what's the next step? Okay, Walter?
Find the LCD. Find the LCD for the two fractions.
Okay, find the LCD, or what's LCD? Okay, the lowest common denominator for the two fractions. And after that, what do you do? Kalen?
Find the equivalent fractions which have the LCD as their denominator.
Okay. Find equivalent fractions which have the LCD as their denominator. Same. Okay, good. Ruthie?
Do the subtraction.
In this case, we are adding, right? So, do we subtract or we add? All right, we add, okay. All right, so 7Es and receiving students, we've just verbally gone through the steps, gone through steps of adding mixed numbers. Now, there are different ways or methods when adding mixed numbers. Now, in the book, Receiving Students and 7Es, you have one method of adding mixed numbers, but there are other ways, right, Receiving Students and 7Es? There are other ways of adding mixed numbers. Now, you see that the first step says you change mixed numbers into improper fractions. All right, that's one method. That's one way of how you can change, first step of how you can go through adding mixed numbers. Now, Tara said something like add whole numbers. Now that's also another way. Receiving students and 7 is, Tara said you can add the whole numbers 5 plus 1. Yes? Okay, 5 plus 1. And then after that you can add the, go on with adding the proper fraction. That's still okay. That's also another way. But in the book, you have changing what? Changing these mixed numbers into improper fractions first. Okay, 7 is and receiving students. So we don't only have, we don't have only one method. There are many methods of adding mixed numbers, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to try and do this example together. Add 5 whole and 2/5 plus 1 whole and 3/4. So what we're going to do now is we are going to, instead of changing the mixed numbers into improper fractions, okay, we are going to add the whole numbers together. Right, can we do that now? Receiving students and 7 is? Okay, 5 whole and 2/5 plus 1 whole and 3/4. Okay. So now we're going to add the whole numbers. Okay, add the whole numbers first. So what 2 whole numbers do we add? 5 plus 1 plus, okay, don't forget the 2 here. What do we call these 2 fractions? Proper fractions, yes? So 5 plus 1 plus 2/5 plus 3/4. Yes? 7 is and receiving students. Okay, then what's the next step? Okay, 5 plus 1 is? 6 plus 2/5 plus 3/4. Okay, when you're trying to add the proper fraction, the 2 proper fractions, they have different denominators, so what are you going to do? Okay. Kalen? Or Kalen, sorry.
Find the LCD.
Find the LCD of what?
The 2 fractions. For the 2 fractions.
Okay, which 2 fractions? LCD of which 2 numbers? Okay, 5 and 4. LCD of 5 and 4. So what's the lowest common denominator of 5 and 4? Isaac?
$20.
Okay, good. 20. All right, LCD of 5 and 4 is 20. Okay, so we have 20. So 5 into 20 is 4. 4 times 2 is? 4 times 2 is? 8. Okay, 4 into 20 is? 5. 5 times 3 is? 15. Okay, what's 8 plus 15? 20? 23 over 20. 23 over 20 is a improper fraction. So what do? Okay, you simplify or you divide. Okay, so you divide in order to get a mixed number. So what will it be, class? Clement. So 5 into 20 is 4. 4 times 2 is? 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, 4 into 20 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, what's 8 plus 15? 20? 23 over 20. 23 over 20 is a improper fraction. So what do? Okay, you simplify or you divide. Okay, so you divide in order to get a mixed number. So what will it be, class? 1 divide. Clement.
You divide 23 into 20 into 23. So 20 into 23 goes 1 and 3 remainder.
1 whole and 3 over 20, all right? So 1 whole and 3 over 20, don't forget the 6 here. You add 6 plus 1 whole and 3 over 20, which is equal to 7 whole and 3 over 20. All right, 7 is, and receiving students, this is one method, okay, of adding mixed numbers. Like I said, you have many ways of adding mixed numbers. One method is in the book, right, receiving students, where the first step you can change the mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay? Now here we have added the whole numbers first. That's also another way. Okay? Now, do you understand 7 is and receiving students? Okay, good. So it's either way. You can either follow those methods. You can either add the whole numbers first, or you can change the mixed numbers into improper fractions, and then you follow the steps. Now the steps are in your books, receiving students. Okay, I'd like us to go through our activity or exercise, please, class, receiving students. Now I want the first row, okay, I'd like the first row, please, this row here, front row, I'd like you to do questions 1A and B, all right? First row, do question 1A and B in your textbook. You also have it here on the PowerPoint. The second row, I'd like you to do question 2A and B. Okay, receiving students, could you do questions 1A and B and 2A and B? Okay, if I can ask you to do that, please start working now in your groups. Okay, receiving student, 7 is, I'd like you to do questions 1A and B. I'd like the back row, please, I'd like you to do question 2A and B. Is that clear? All right, you have the questions also in your textbook or your book, workbook. Now, you are adding mixed numbers, so you can follow the methods, the different methods. Use one method. You decide what method you want to use. Whether you want to change the mixed numbers first into improper fractions, or you just add the whole numbers. Okay, I'd like you, if you can discuss with your friends, all right? If you need help, please, I'd like you to discuss with your friends to get your answer. So you can get your answer down quickly, please. 1A and B. A? Yes, what's wrong? Finish. Are you sure? Are you sure that this is the lowest common denominator? 12?
12 into
Okay, discuss your answers so you get your answer quickly. Remember, you're only doing the first row, you're doing 1A and B. The second row, you are doing 2A and B. So you discuss your answers to find your answer quickly. Later in your own time, you'll complete all the activities, yeah. Are you sure that this denominator is, the LCD is 12?
6 times 5 is 30, 2 times
But you have to find the LCD first of 2 and 6.
2 and 6.
What is it? LCD 2 and 6. 2, 4, 6. 6 ones are 6, 2s are 12, 18, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The lowest common denominator. Which is the lowest? Is 12 the lowest?
4,
No. 18 is not the lowest. Okay, anyone finished with 1A or 2A? All right, let's just go through the solutions, all right? And when we go through receiving students, I'd just like you to look at your working out, okay? Now, let's look at 1A, all right? 1A, 2.5 plus 3 whole and 1/6. Now in this method here, we used the other method where we had to, what did we do here? Receiving students, I mean this part here, what did we do? Come on, 7 is receiving students. Look at the second step here, what did we do? We changed, okay, the mixed what? All right, we changed the mixed number into improper fractions. So I used that method, okay? And now some of you used the other method where you went ahead and added the whole numbers. Is that true? Okay, good. So I said you can either use those, you choose one of those methods. Okay, but as long as you come to the your same answer, one answer. All right, so here we changed the mixed number into improper fraction. So we have 5 over 2 plus 19 over 6. Okay, am I correct here? Yes. Now what's the next step after changing the mixed number into improper fraction? What's the next step? What did I do? Quickly. Emmanuel, please.
Find the lowest common denominator.
Okay, find the LCD, all right? Find the lowest common denominator, good. Now the lowest common denominator is 6, yes? So after that, what did I do? Receiving students? Change, okay, into equivalent fractions, all right. So, 6 into 2 is 3, 3 times 5 is 15, 6 into 6 is 1, times 19 is 19. So here I'm left with 34 over 6. Okay, it's an improper fraction. So when you divide, your answer should be 5 whole and 2/3. Okay, 7 is receiving students. Your answer you should come up to 5 whole and 2/3. That's for 1A. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. Solution for the next question, 2A. Okay, 2A, 2 whole and 1/3 plus 2 whole and 1/5. Okay, change the mixed numbers into improper fractions. All right, 7/3 plus 11 over 5. Now after that, you find the LCD, all right? LCD of 3 and 5, which is 15. And then you make equivalent fractions. 35 plus 33 is 68 over 15. Improper fraction, you divide. Your answer should be 4 whole and 8 over 15. Okay, 7 is and receiving students. So for these two solutions here, we used the method in the book, where the first step you change mixed numbers into improper fractions, and then find the LCD, make equivalent fractions out of the LCD, and then you do the addition. 7 is and receiving students, are you clear? The other activities you can also, in your own time, receiving teachers, you can give your students the remaining activities. All right, 7 is and receiving students. Again, when adding mixed numbers, okay, who can tell me when adding mixed numbers, can somebody give me or explain, when you add mixed numbers, what are the two methods of adding mixed numbers? Quickly, somebody give me one method. when you are adding mixed numbers? Receiving students? Okay, Emmanuel, just give the first part.
Write the first mixed number as an improper.
Okay, that's one way, yeah. One way, when you add mixed numbers, you can change the mixed numbers into improper fractions, yes? And then you can do the other steps. What's the other way of adding mixed numbers? Quickly. Add the what? Whole numbers, very good. Add the whole numbers. Okay, we're going to stop here, 7Es and receiving students. Our key phrase for today's lesson is addition of mixed numbers. In our next lesson, we are going to look at subtraction of mixed numbers. All right. Thank you, 7Es and receiving students, for participating in today's lesson. Okay, thank you. Sit down.